Hello and welcome back to the Pockets Trans-Tasman Cup. I'm your host, Aaron Tracy. We've got a classic day of action ahead. Will the Aussies hold on for a famous win, or will the Kiwis make another classic Kiwi fight back? We're going to find out in just a few moments.
Both players ready to go. Lag will determine the alternating break. I think Simon won the lag yesterday.
Overall score is 8-3, race to 11. We didn't think they could get to 11 yesterday, but we can see if it was a complete whitewash, it was possible after all. Oh! Get the feeler gauges out on that one.
Absolute touch of a pickpocket, this man.
Needed it. He needs a win. He needs to keep the Aussies sitting down, doesn't he?
I cannot tell you how important it is right now for a ball to be pot off the break as frequently as possible in this one frame format. There was a lot of dry breaks yesterday.
Yeah, and I think the other big thing is that Kiwi guys need to get in front early. All sports, it's always easier when you're front running, and obviously New Zealand already behind on the scoreboard. We've talked about that there's 2 points available for this team's match, which is going to be a massive swing. So I think that's going to help the team a lot here if we can get a couple of these first few frames.
And that's actually huge, because if they happen to win this, you go to 8-5, and then suddenly there's a minimum of 3 singles matches, which goes through the top end lineup. And then if it gets further than that, things get really interesting. So let's just see if these New Zealand boys can topple this team's match.
Don't forget, guys, we're at Pockets in Tullamarine. If you know by, get down here, support the Aussies, support the Kiwis. Have a good Sunday afternoon.
Absolutely brutal for Simon there. He hasn't got a ball for the break. Initial thoughts said yellows, but then I looked at the reds and thought reds is the go. Only because there's this yellow in the bottom right is tied up by the red. The one near the black is a bit tied up. And Mark's got an easy starter.
Talking to Mark about the team selection, and he was saying he wanted to put Sean and Nathan higher. You know, obviously he wants to win, but he wants every player to feel part of the team and part of the win. But he was afraid that, you know, if the Kiwis win the first few games in his teams, they would use that momentum to keep going. I mean, you know, they did put their nose in front a couple of times yesterday, and with that vocal support, remember that time yesterday when they won a couple of the singles games back to back, and you thought, hold on a minute, this could go the other way. That was part of Robbo's decision on the restructuring the team today.
Yeah, he pretty much just said, I need to bury this match quickly. I don't want it dragging out. I want it done quick, so I'm going top heavy. And obviously the New Zealand guys had no choice but to go top heavy. So, but what it's actually done is presented us with some really juicy matchups if it gets further. So.
Yeah, it's always really exciting. All these sorts of events, I always can't wait to see the lineups and the matchups and who's going to be playing who. And yeah, it hasn't let us down again today.
And unfortunately for New Zealand, though, I can already see the path that Mark's taking here. He's just going to drop this in. He's going to get just off straight on this ball that's the left side.
Cleared the pocket.
Oh, he's cleared. That's even better. I was actually thinking he might just drop onto the left side cushion and play it long, but he's just made it 10 times easier on himself.
Just needs a good positional shot here, really. I think this is going to be the key shot in this frame. If he gets the right angle on the next red, the run out's pretty straightforward from there.
He might be able to just force himself into the yellow. I don't know. This is classic Mark Robertson. I'm just going to trust myself to knock in long balls because I've got such a good queuing action.
Tell you what, is that straight enough to run through, or is he slightly off angle?
No, I think he's actually off angle to touch, and he may have to go left side cushion like I spoke about earlier.
Because that was a good example. Often people will see that shot that he just played as a very simple, straightforward shot, but you know, just required a really precise cue ball to make this finish as easy as possible.
Forces it across beautifully. That's still, I think actually looking at that overhead, I think he can just drop this in. Hold the white.
Just roll it in. Roll it in.
Mark doesn't like rolling balls in that much. He likes to punch them in, but can do everything, of course. And his angle was actually it was actually beautiful, the angle. He could just top through it. And I spoke about how important the break is, and that's just an example as why. If you don't pot a ball off the break and you're against a guy like Mark Robertson, expect to stay in your seat.
Next matchup, Michael Scarey versus Baden. We'll get the highlight reel. Let's do the housekeeping while I got a chance as well. We've got Jay umpiring again. Sarah's right next to us in the comms box doing the timekeeping.
And just the props to the timekeeping girls, because what a crap job, honestly. I hate timekeeping. You've got to keep pressing buttons and you can't even take your eye off the game for a second. Otherwise, you get absolutely brutalised because the clock doesn't change on screen. Horrible job, girls, and full credit to you for sticking around and doing that
You wanna
event
see-
after event.
You want to see the claim she's got in for RSI, mate?
I respect that. I don't think anybody needs to concentrate on the game more than the timekeepers. Very tough job.
Big break there from Mick. Finds
Oh,
the ball, finds multiple balls.
And the Black. Black
And the
gets
Black.
Black gets respotted in this rule set. He was going to shake hands as well.
Jay pretends to grab the balls. Michael pretends to grab the balls. They're all over it this time.
Michael was going to shake hands with Jay.
Just for those that aren't aware, we've had 2 matches, 2 frames previously in Pocket Pro Series where the Black's been put off the break. The first time, Jay, the umpire now, he actually just grabbed all the balls to re-rack them, which obviously isn't the case in these rule sets. And then the second time, Ben Noonan's done it and lost a frame from it. So they're all over it now. Now, because he's potted ball off the break, he continues to play. Had he have dry broke, it would have been turnover a shot.
Same rules as we always play. We're playing the international rule set. 30-second shot clock, 1 15-second extension per player per frame.
Just wondering if he's actually underdone that a touch. I don't think this yellow goes, so I think he was trying to actually get a little straighter.
Is that yellow closest to the red at the top of the screen? Is that one onto the left corner, do you think?
I don't think it is. I think he's actually tried to get a little
He's
straighter.
getting on it now.
Oh, he's going for it.
Surely this is not on.
I won't want to be umpiring it.
Oh, good shot. But this is the danger with this shot. Is he on an easy ball? He's not, but he's still on something. Now, the way these reds are laid out, if Michael does miss, very good opportunity for Baden. And Michael wants to play this with a bit of commitment, like he can actually top through this and get to the left side of the table to play the ball down the cushion next. I don't think he's actually fully committed to that. I really don't.
No, I liked your call to go through it with top, although I did wonder if topping it was going to bring the middle pocket into play. So
Yeah, look at what he'd left himself if he'd have got it. It was just a bit messy all round.
He's undercut it by a fair bit, so it would have gone more to the to the right side of the table. But it was, it wasn't really a full commitment. But Baden, I've noticed, is very animated. He points a lot to the table and.
Yeah, where he wants to wipe the V-neck, etc. It's like he's plotting it out in his mind, so then he repeats it on the table.
It's like he has to use physical gestures to get his mind on the same wavelength. Which is nothing wrong with that. It's just a trait. That's all that is.
no, he's always been a very animated character, and I guess that's one reason why a lot of people enjoy watching him play. So not a bad layout of reds for him to get into here. I think a tricky one with those 2 reds on the bottom rail. Needs to get nice and straight on one of them to make them straightforward. Great opportunity to do so here, though.
And for me, that was the shot that he had to get right. I think he had to land really straight on this ball to the bottom left. He might be able to drop it in and check it up with a lot of right-hand side to just pull the white away from the balls. You can see the right-hand side there where it's just checked it off the rail, and he's played that beautifully.
You think he can get enough of that one? It's tight.
No, I'm pretty sure. I think the overhead told us earlier that it definitely goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's just ducked down on him. Hasn't hit it well. But he has some control. But the problem is Michael now can pot this ball in the middle and then play the turnover shot on the yellow, take the white ball at the top end of the table, or play it as a skill shot. And he's in so much control. Now, because he's so straight on this, the skill shot is more likely to happen.
Yeah, he's got to play it now, surely.
Although it's not right over the pocket. Yeah, he's deliberately not played the skill shot and just killed the white. And that's why balls over pockets in this rule set is absolute death. Can't do it, you'll get punished for it.
No, it's pretty much the worst thing you can do. I mean, once you get sort of 5 or 6 balls deep into your sequence, you have to finish.
That's a super shot from Baden.
Got a tap of the table.
I mean, Michael's still in control.
I think he needed to leave the white on the bottom rail, to be honest, though.
Well, he can't do everything.
Because that yellow between the white and the red will go, surely.
Yeah, but the bridging is awful. I'm surprised Michael's actually taking the shot on. I'd be more likely to bump the ball off the side cushion and just screw up the rail a
Changed
bit.
his mind.
Can probably take on the double as a shot to nothing, can he?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ooh. Got out of it well.
If I'm Baden here, I'm still tempted to go cross table. I mean, he could just tap this off the cushion a little bit, but then it leaves an easy return safety with the ball on the left side cushion.
You almost have to take it on while you've got an opportunity because, you could play with another safety, but you might not get another look at it.
I really think across table, I know it's risky, it's not easy. You've got to play it with some side as well because the natural line, the yellow's in the way, but
Does he look at doubling it to the top left?
I think he's just tapping it.
Yeah.
But this is exactly how I sort of thought this might happen, and now all Michael's got to do is just bring this yellow off the cushion. He's got another easy snooker. It's important, though, that Michael uses the black here. And as you can see, he's lining up the black. If you use the yellow, it's too easy to come off the bottom cushion and flick it in. So it's very important that he goes high with the white here. Uses the black. Ooh,
Oh.
got a double.
Oh.
Don't
Wow.
think he's not got away. That's a bad shot.
He's more gutted than when that black popped out on him yesterday.
And Baden, excellent opportunity here.
He wouldn't have been expecting to get another good look like this.
No, this is a gift. And
Needs to get up.
that's a good shot. I did say Baden played pretty average yesterday, but I think he's played quite well this frame.
I said it way too much yesterday. I was going to go easy on him today.
I think he should have ran out though, to be fully fair. But
Let's see him fire up here. Gold it.
He had us. For a second, I thought he was going to go for the muted reaction, but no, just delayed us for a couple of seconds, then gave it.
It was very gentlemanly for the handshake, and then he fired up when he turned to see his team.
Well, I think especially as well, with half of the New Zealand team is pretty young, and the younger players can be a bit more susceptible to the pressures and the stresses of being in this atmosphere. And when you've got a character like Baden next to you pumping you up, it goes a long way.
Yeah, and Simon was just had his arm around him and in his ear. I think he was actually just pumping him up a bit more and saying, mate, you're the real deal. You're the man. You're the one that's going to carry us over the line here.
Adam v Rusty. Adam breaks, pot the ball, but I don't think he's left himself too much.
He's got the yellow in the middle, but
Yeah, I was thinking that.
natural. He'd like to just dig into it a touch and just attack the yellow on the left side cushion. But I'd much prefer reds, but there's not one available. He's played a safety. That's intelligent.
Oh,
Wow, he's got.
unlucky, son.
That's actually rough. Look at the white
That
ball.
is really unlucky.
Oh, you wouldn't read about it.
That's sick. And look how good the Reds are. That's the problem. He's snooking himself.
I wish we could hear what Rusty just said. I think he said we played it like a genius.
Look at those white teeth. I can't
Yeah.
get over them. Oh, he's missed it completely. He's given ball in hand. That's actually a disaster.
That is cruel.
Brutal game.
It'd be interesting to see what Rusty does here because the red that's near the yellow and black doesn't look like it's really available anywhere. Which obviously is why he's taking it first. But there's still a bit of work to do here.
Yeah, a couple of tough balls. The red on the right of the table, as we see, it's not a straightforward pot.
Played that with confidence, didn't he?
Actually, I think he wanted to run through for the ball on the cushion next. Just didn't. It's hard to top through when you're so close to the white. He's got lots of options though.
Hopefully Rusty's got some friends and family in Queensland cheering him on. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, Rusty's got a huge following. And you just know there's plenty of Queenslanders watching him play. He's always had a big following, and he's a good personality.
And we know from yesterday, Adam's got family in New Zealand, family in the UK watching him.
Yeah, and as we touched on earlier, Adam was probably one of the Kiwi boys who... So I was just going to say, yeah, as we touched on before, Adam he was probably one of the Kiwi boys who stepped up and really put in a good performance yesterday. So great chance from here to kick on from that.
And you hear Baden then, he's just yelled out Twitch City. just letting him know that was a shocker.
So it looks like he's got the angle here. Is he going to take on the yellow to the corner and look to send the white up the table and disturb those other ones that are tied up?
It looks to me like he's going into the reds here.
This is fine.
I mean, it's obviously not easy to read, but it looks to me the reds. Oh, jeez. Oh, my.
Oh!
Has he got the reward for the unlucky shot earlier? Not quite. Actually, he can play the cannon.
Cannon plant. Don't see these very often.
I don't think you actually play for the pot here on the ball that he's going to hit first. You just want to concentrate on getting the cannon right.
Well, he could play that first yellow to the bottom right and still get the cannon, I think.
That's what we're saying, mate. He can.
I'm sorry, of course you are.
But don't pot the yellow. Oh no, no.
And that's why.
I think controlling the pocket was the priority there, and unfortunately he's dropped it.
I think he got. I think he wanted that though, the way he played it.
I think so as well, but the problem is canning. He had to cannon on the angle to pot it the wrong side. He's still got a pot on though. This is gettable. Red could come into play here.
I don't like where the white's going.
Lovely shot. What
What
a shot. What a shot. What a player. I am so happy this guy is on the pro series next year, because I think he's going to create a lot of headaches.
That match is a delight.
That whole clearance,
Yeah.
highlight reel. That was an excellent clearance. That's one of the best clearances you will see today. And I'll tell you what, folks, I may not be the best player in the world, but I reckon I've got a hell of an eye to pick a good player, and I reckon I've done well picking this bloke. He is a superstar. Absolute superstar. So, well, these two are used to playing each other because they played each other yesterday.
Oh, so I'm not going to remind you, Jamie, that you said that Baden shouldn't have been playing at second and Adam should, because they're the two that's won the games for New Zealand today.
I'm telling you, I think Adam is the standout player.
Oh,
for this
by
team.
far. We should. I know we don't, but we should have a player of the tournament. And let's face it, us three would all vote for him.
If you're looking at a player of the tournament across the board, you know, even though they're on the losing side of the scoreline at the moment, for me, he still is a standout.
Yeah.
Mark's been pretty faultless, though, but he's always
For
like
a change.
And it's really hard to pick Mark as an MVP for stuff because he actually needs to be better than what he normally is, which is a bit rough on him. But that's sort of how you look at things.
Get down here, guys, if you're local. The Aussies need your support.
I actually thought
He was about to walk away.
Yeah.
I actually thought Ian Craig, who we've got up here, I hadn't seen much of him before coming into yesterday, and I actually thought he played really well yesterday. And obviously, while I talked up Adam and he didn't put in his best performance, quite looking forward to this match, to seeing if Adam can turn things around and if Ian can keep his form going.
Yeah, look, well, as I said, he just won the Challenger Series to get into the Pro Series, and that field was jam-packed full of quality.
64 players. He did not lose a match all day.
Yeah, that was seriously, and he beat some super players along the way, so he's obviously in good form. He's always been a very good player. Ooh. Wow. Is there a chink in the armour starting to appear for the Aussies? That was a very straightforward pot. And it's an open table. So you'd think that Adam's going to take reds here. This plant looks set. Oh, he doesn't remember the rules. There's no way he would take yellows here, surely. Mike, you're going to actually do some reconnaissance for us a little bit later and ask me if you remembered that there was an open table there.
Yeah, we'll have to follow up on that one.
There's no way on this planet would you take yellows there, especially if that plant is set on the
Yeah,
red.
the only thing I wasn't sure about was the plant. I can't quite tell from here, so maybe if it's not on, maybe he did genuinely think that yellows were the balls.
Get an overhead and see if that plant's on, but it might be too late because I think he's about to go into them.
Yeah.
We're never going to know now.
I tell you what, the yellows suddenly look a little bit better, don't they?
They certainly do. He's played that well.
I do now, yeah.
It's amazing how often in pool one shot can just change the complexion of a
In
frame
this rule
completely.
set.
Yeah.
Oh, any rule set, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a theory that I was taught years ago, you know, when I was getting a little bit of help with my game, and that was that often you'll play a frame of pool and you only have to play one big shot for the frame to be easy.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And this is exactly, I won't jinx it, this is exactly what Robbo was afraid of. The Kiwis getting, you know, that bit of momentum.
Yeah, and this is not, he's not missing these.
No.
So 3-1 to the Kiwis.
Exactly the start the New Zealanders wanted today.
Yeah, exactly.
Plenty of fight in them, and they're up and about. And I tell you the difference right now is the Aussies are making errors, but the big difference is the errors are now being absolutely punished. They weren't being punished yesterday like they could have been, and today so far they are being absolutely punished.
The script has been flipped a bit because yesterday we did see the New Zealanders get into the table first quite often, and yeah, not taking those opportunities and then being punished. But it's been the other way around today.
I wonder how much the
2 points.
each player reads into when they play the team frame, the single frame, and then they've got to play him in the singles. How much they read into, oh, you know, he's already a frame up on me and all this sort of stuff.
It's got to be in the back of your mind.
Look at this break.
Red went top right.
Oh, I don't think he's on an easy starter.
No.
He may have to take... You don't want to take yellows here. That's death. You almost might have to play a safety, just don't leave him on a red.
You don't think that fine cut will go bottom left?
It looks thin.
It's thin, mate. It's thinner than that tape we've got holding the carpet together.
I mean, he's got the ball in the middle as well, which is also quite thin, and the white ball's going to be crashing into other reds off the bottom cushion.
I think he's going for the cut into the centre, yeah.
This is going to crash into other reds off the top cushion. Oh, it wasn't as thin as I thought. That's beautifully controlled.
Yeah.
Played that nicely. I thought that was quite risky, but
Looks like he's still got the long red, as well as obviously the one over the corner.
I think you get rid of the ball over the corner now. Get yourself out.
Yeah, clear it from them other two.
Yeah, get amongst.
I think it's a left-handed shot, this one, so hopefully he can reach over that. He seems okay.
Nice shot.
I would have played through that myself and come out, but he's just slightly short on the white.
Is he looking at the red to the centre there?
I wonder if that actually does go.
Definitely need to be giving the 8-ball, the black, a little bit of consideration at this point as well. Where it's positioned is not set up for an easy pot, so needs to make sure he's got a good strategy for that and works his way back.
See, on your conventional tables, you'd actually play this red into the corner and screw onto the black. I don't think you need to do that on these tables. I really don't. You get behind it, you can knock it in. But the problem ball is this red on its own down the bottom. It's just the yellow's creating all sorts of headaches for natural angles on it. That's short. And this has suddenly become a little tricky.
Short, but at least he'll bring the black out.
Yeah, but the red's, he's going to have no position on the red. And for me, from what I witnessed yesterday, this was sort of Healy's undoing. He'd be going through the balls, but then he'd lose position towards the end of the frame and create a few problems for himself. Probably the part that he needs to just clean up in his game a bit. He's played
Oh!
Well, he did trust to luck there. I mean, he's obviously been a bit unfortunate potting the white, but...
Oh, look where that black ball's pulled up, though.
Yeah. That was unlucky, wasn't it?
And if you guys don't mind, I actually just want to give a quick shout out to Healy's family back home if they're watching. I know you guys are going through a bit of a hard time at the moment, and we really appreciate all the support. And yeah, just the whole team over here and everyone, we're all thinking of you.
Yeah, here. And Sean is not rushing.
Just got a rail.
Very mature.
I think the
shot.
white was twitching anyway.
That's a mature shot. He knows he's probably doesn't have to blaze away and try and get a clearance straight up.
I think that's the key. Once your opponent's down to one ball like that, and you've got a few things tied up, patience is the name of the game. You just have to bide your time, promote your balls, keep things tight, and wait till you've got a nice, straightforward opportunity to run out.
Think in a long game.
Lovely shot. Lovely shot.
Good result.
Keeps him alive.
You don't think? Oh, look at where he's standing. I think Sean's just going to roll the white to that yellow next to the right centre and try and leave nothing for Healy.
Yeah. What's interesting here is obviously the black's tied up, so you kind of feel a little comfortable, but you don't want to be even leaving opportunities to pot this red and play a double or whatever. So I'll be interested to see how Sean tackles these. Whether he tries to actually break the two balls out and go for the finish, or if he looks for another snooker. So I really don't think you can afford to risk leaving him a pot on the red, because let's say he goes centre table, he can backdoor it off the side cushion in the corner. I know they're low percentage shots, but it's a chance, and it's a chance you don't want to give your opponent. And the same deal, if he lands short, he's got the double in the middle. I think maybe it might be cut off by the yellow, but if after he pots a shell, it'll definitely be doubling this corner. So there's a bit of risk associated with what he's up to.
Oh, nice shot. I thought he was going to try and sneak the white in behind the yellow on the left. But
I think that was his intention for sure.
But
he
got
had
lucky.
he had the backup option.
Going for the swerve here.
I find swerves hard on this cloth myself personally.
I agree.
Enough.
Played it well. Staying
Oh,
alive.
look at the lead.
But this is actually where Sean can get some separation if he wants between yellow and black and get another snooker, and he can feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the shot. Because that yellow is still a problem for him as long as it's there.
You literally only need to move the black 2 to 3 inches, and the yellow is well in the clear. Ooh,
No, he's safe.
he's all right, but he's still a little further than what he would have liked.
You would always want to keep that tighter if possible, but still a tricky shot for Healy. Has he
can
got
hit
the
it.
edge? Oh, he does have the
Double,
edge.
double to the top left corner.
Oh, how's that?
Oh, and the white's gone.
Well, you know what? The in off, I guess, when you looked at the natural line was there, but you don't even look at it because you're so focused on just trying to get that pot. Take nothing away from having a go at that. That's all he had.
Yeah.
I did wonder if there was a wee bit more to be said for going for more pocket weight, because it wouldn't have been the worst pocket to cover if he didn't make it. But I realise if he plays it slower, perhaps the angle's not quite there. So
No, it's a good call. I guess if you do play at pocket weight. And also, he had to get the white out to get position on the black, so he's given it a bit, but he probably hit it a little too hard. If you want to get real critical about it, if I'm Sean, I'd actually pot this yellow in the top left first. But
yeah, it's always risky leaving those little 2-ball combos
Look at
late.
this.
Is he going to play the plant now?
yeah, he's made this awkward on himself.
Yeah. He had an angle on it before. He doesn't now because we can see from where we're sitting.
I mean, he still should get these. Anywhere on sort of the blue spot area, he's absolutely fine, but it could have been a lot less movement of the white. Played it well.
Now he's got a better angle.
Actually
got a
he's
good
actually
angle.
2 straight, which is funny, but he'll still be fine. Forces it out, and oh, look at this!
Well,
This
look-
is what I mean. He had too much. He was actually 2 straight because he had to force it. A little bit of angle, he can just drop it in, and he doesn't have to worry about the white ball. It's natural. This is tricky. This shot.
I hate these ones.
Oh, he's played it well.
Get behind
I
it.
don't know anyone.
Get
that
behind it. Look at that.
I don't know anyone who actually enjoys those Chinese snookers. If you do enjoy playing those shots, you're a genius.
Great game. Well played, son.
Oh, look at Sean. He's put the finger to the mouth. I don't know. I can't believe I've seen that emotion from the youngster.
Who we got? Nathan versus Des Wilcox. Nathan McMahon versus Des the Wiz Wilcox. Probably playing with his 16th cue. He's borrowed this weekend since his is still on the plane.
I cannot believe you can lose luggage from New Zealand to Australia. How's that even possible?
Perhaps he left it in the back of his car.
That's just unreal. I can't fathom that. It's ridiculous.
Unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of it going on at the moment, all over the place. I think a lot of the airports are just a bit understaffed as they're getting back up to full speed, and it's unfortunately a pretty common occurrence. It was, amongst our travelling team and supporters, we saw 3 or 4 different flights cancelled and rearranged this weekend.
It's actually insane. I went over to France with my team, and I was somehow, unbelievably, the only person that didn't get affected by some kind of delay, lost luggage, or anything. The rest of the team, all something bad happened. It was unbelievable.
Nathan broke. Dropped red in the left centre.
A couple of the girls from ACT got stuck
he-
over there for an extra week.
There's a yellow missing as well.
Just nudge onto this yellow. Still work to do here. This red, maybe I'm actually wondering what he's going to do with this red that's left centre. It looks tricky. Oh, he's going to try and move the yellow to make the double on, or pot it, one of the two. Beautiful shot. Now he's got the double, and I think he should take it now while he's got some cover.
Is he going to have much of a shot after the double if he does make it, though?
Well, you'd be a little hard pressed not to have the ball over the pocket on, even if it's cushioned first. You'd be a little unfortunate.
Always playing for a little bit of luck when you're canneling into a ball. We'll see how this one plays out.
I spoke to Nathan earlier. He was not happy with how he played yesterday.
I don't blame him. But look, he's fairly new to this type of environment. But he actually plays, as I said, predominantly he knows the Supremes very well. He plays a lot of black ball, so he's comfortable in the rule set.
He said of late he's been playing a lot of Aussie pool, which is obviously the other tables.
Well, I think he did make the WA two-shot team, which obviously isn't played on these tables, so... I obviously asked for an extension. So Des has got a fair bit to do in front of him here.
Des's family also watching on in New Zealand. Kids, Hudson, Bo and Max, his parents and in-laws he'd like to say hello to. Oh, we had a change of timekeeper. Sonia's here.
Now this shot here...
Blink and these girls swap, I tell you.
To the corner, 2 cushions and into the yellow would be ideal. But then he's got to sort of be on that ball that he moves, so it's getting tricky, this clearance.
Oh.
He's popped out, but and this is the drawback though, he's got no shot. So it's a good shot, but also he's paid the penalty for lack of white ball. Does have the ball in the middle, but after that, no shot once again. This is getting hard.
I wonder if maybe he's thinking sort of slightly more longer term in this frame, and that by taking that ball, he at least opens up that pocket, takes away a nice easy starter or a worker. There's a couple of tight balls for both of them out there at the moment still.
Great shot.
Big shot here.
And we'd just like to say a special thank you again, once again, to Red Bull. As you can see, the fridge momentum of emptying it has already begun.
Yeah, there was refilled overnight, and looks like the Kiwis already started on theirs. Just like yesterday, first into the Red Bull.
I bet you Rusty's the one that's been in the Aussie fridge.
It's a tricky shot there for Des, and unfortunately it's not gone well at all, and he's left himself in a pretty tricky position here.
Tell you what, though, he does have the back door. So he's got the side cushion, half ball into the bottom left as you see the screen, or the top left now. It's there, it's a chance. I don't think he's even looked at it.
No. Wait, he's just trying to...
Oh,
needs a rail,
he's
needs a
gonna
rail,
foul.
needs a rail.
That's a foul.
Didn't get a rail.
I don't mind that option because, if he'd managed to leave that yellow in between those reds and clip the rail, he was still making it quite tight for Nathan, but...
So Nathan's in with a great chance here. Pouncing on the mistake.
Under hit by a
Ooh.
long, long way. Definitely played for the ball at the top end of the table, and he actually just pulled out of the shot, decelerated. Big shot coming up here. Played it pretty well.
How's the angle?
I don't think he's got anything.
I think at least with the yellow where it is, perhaps you don't have to worry about trying to overdo the positional shot, though, do you? Just focus on the pot and give yourself a look at the black, is it?
Yeah, just try and get the white ball through as far as you can without sacrificing the pot. Just like that.
Exactly. Back yourself for the black. But in all fairness, it is missable.
Yeah,
We've seen him rattle.
Even if he does miss this, it's a tough ask to pot that yellow. Oh, geez, he twitches a lot, doesn't he, on the cue, Nate?
I don't think it's that tough an ask.
I actually think he pulls the
yellow.
cue back a lot when he plays the shot. And you know what? The reason I pick up on that is because I am extremely guilty of doing that a lot. But this is a big shot too.
It's a tester for the queuing, isn't it?
You just got to play this medium pace and back yourself. Nah. But he's actually tried to get a good white, which is not bad. Yeah, he played more safety than pot then. Didn't commit fully.
Yeah, I suppose if he'd have played, if he had the confidence from playing a bit better yesterday, he might have just gone for the pot then, which is, I think, what he needed to do.
This is still a tough shot as well. Killing just off the cushion. But he drops it in.
Yeah, that's a good black.
And he's done the sound as well.
Before you know it, 3-1 turns into 3-all.
And some opportunities have gone begging.
Is that a different glove? I'm sure he wore a darker colour glove yesterday.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that glove is not cool. Simon, uncool. think we might have to ban him from Q Sports in general.
Yellow
Moving
left
forward.
middle. Something else I think dropped as well, left middle.
Well, I'll tell you what.
2 yellows left middle.
He didn't get a shot last frame. He's definitely getting a shot this frame, and he'll be very happy with what he's presented with being the red balls.
Yep.
May pot this ball in the middle. No, he's not going to. I'm surprised he's moving this one straight away because this is actually the only ball that's not, that was creating a problem.
Kind of like that, though. It almost sends a message of intent from the start that you're planning on clearing here.
I think you can still send that same message, but take a different route. I mean, there's so many linking balls at this end of the table. I'd have popped the ball in the middle and then stunned over and put the ball that's closest to his hand right now. But look, I still expect him to get these because, as we know, he's a quality player. He doesn't make a lot of simple errors. And my God, this guy can put some practice time in.
I think it's probably his best attribute is his mapping. So I think he's the one guy on the team, if you've got an open table and you had to pick one man to send in and clean them up, he'd be the man you'd send.
Do you guys in New Zealand do the online run-out comps that they did here?
Yep. So a lot of us were actually playing in the same ones with a lot of the guys over here, especially during lockdown and COVID. I got involved in a few myself. So I know Simon still does like to play them a wee bit. Obviously, he's down in Queenstown and a bit further away from a lot of the other players, so struggles to get the competitive table time and enjoys them. So yeah, there's a few guys who definitely still play those competitions.
Yeah, well, I actually did for a little bit, but the politics that started developing from it, with people whinging with handicaps and all sorts of stuff, it did me head in, so I just got the hell out of there.
It was about the exact same time I lost interest.
It did my head in.
Surprised it didn't just completely disappear after lockdown, but it did stick around, didn't it?
Yeah, they're still doing it. In fact, they've got like $200 entry fees and stuff now for 32-man draws and stuff. They're really
Wow.
I think they've got like a world pool, online pool thing. All the English guys are involved, and
Someone's making a lot of money out of it.
I'm just wondering, is he a little bit straight on this?
I think he's okay. I think he can force it across.
Yeah, you can see from this angle he's putting left-hand side on it.
Stun run through. You should only just have to play it plain ball. Stun run through. Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nicely done.
And I'll tell you right now, if you watched that shot and thought, oh, that was easy, playing the stun run through at a little white is actually one of the hardest shots to play in this game. It's not an easy shot.
And I think especially for the guys coming over and playing on a new table and cloth, that's a really tricky shot to get the feel for because, as you know, it's a feel shot, that one, so very well executed.
Yeah, and you've got to cue it well. You've got to hit the white ball in the right spot, otherwise it just stuns. So, a good shot. Doesn't have to do much here, just up and down. Yeah, and I like that he's gone too far rather than not far enough. These guys look a bit concerned, but I'm not concerned at all for Simon here. I think he's just going to pot this and have no problems. He has gone a little too far, but...
Yeah, I thought he would have played softer on that to roll it a nice straight shot.
It's so common to see people want to hold the white and they just pull up short.
Yeah, because the white and the object ball so close together. Bit of bottom on this, keep the white away from the corner pocket.
But he's played it well.
Beautiful.
No problems for the Queenstown superstar.
New Zealand take the lead again, 4-3. Don't forget it's a race to 10 in the teams event, guys.
I'm not sure if he did the signal.
That's 2 losses for Mick.
Well, he didn't get to visit that one. And I can't remember what happened last frame now. My memory's gone already. Rusty the Teeth Wheeler.
Now playing Baden, who won his first match.
Big break. And I'm telling you now, of all the players, Rusty has the biggest break when his timing is on. He rarely misses a ball when he's timing the break well.
Potted one of each.
Not sure if that red actually goes to the right corner, the top right, as we see the screen now. If it does, this is not difficult. If it doesn't, there's a bit more work to do. As you can see, this plant is just off, but can be made fairly comfortably. Actually, we just get the overhead again. Just check how close these two reds are together. Because
I wondered if that plant might not be quite as makeable as I first thought, actually, now.
Okay, this must go, this red, or he's tried to cannon the black. But I think it does go. So if those... Okay, yeah, there's a bit of gap between those two reds. So I was thinking maybe you could reverse the angle by hitting left side, but I I think they look a bit too far apart for that.
Surely this red next to the black, he's got a double if he's going to play that. He looks like he's going to go. No, he's going into him.
Okay, so he tried to cannon the black that last shot.
He's going to go rail first. No.
That wasn't there. That was not there from that angle.
The problem is where the overhead Rusty didn't.
Yeah, but he's at the table. He should see it.
Yeah, true. Baden in with a
If you're going to actually play that shot at that angle, you're better off playing it slower and try and reverse the angle with just the speed.
Well, I actually thought from that position he could have gone into the rail first and then into the first red, which would have given it a much better chance of cutting the second one in.
Baden actually looks really good on the table today. Just looks more focused and has more intent.
Just had a good night's sleep, mate.
Maybe he had one too many Red Bulls yesterday.
They've definitely slowed down on him today.
Well, they get your heart racing, so it's not probably what you want in a precious pool situation is more heart speed. But they also help with the fatigue, so that's probably why they got into them.
I think the boys are going to be more focused today. I mean, I'm not saying they weren't focused yesterday, but with the scoreline the way it was, and now they've had a day here to settle, they know it's business now.
He's gone too far, I think.
I think he has.
He's actually in a bit of strife here because he's actually got rid of all his easy balls and left all the hard ones. That's a very good nut. I thought that was actually looking good off the stick, but he has covered that red. You know, Rusty could actually just play the turnover shot here and not have a lot of danger.
Good thinking.
Do you think he's more likely just to back himself to get on that red to the centre last?
I don't even think he even looked at it, to be honest, so probably.
He wants table time, doesn't he? He wants the limelight. Otherwise, that was the obvious shot. Play the turnover.
I guess the turnover has the risk associated with it that you're giving your opponent another chance, whereas if you attack these balls and just get the clearance, they don't, you don't give them a choice.
Dig it down low on this one.
That's not a good shot. Not a good shot. And I don't think he can actually risk playing this off the black because I think it's going to plant the black in the middle, so he's going to have to play this full-blooded to the top corner. What a shot.
Oh! What a shot.
You might as well write that one down, mate. That was a sick recovery. Look at the smile on his face. Look at the smile on his face. Show us those pearly whites, Rusty. That was a big recovery shot from the man. And to the context of the scoreline of this match, that was pretty big.
Ties it together again at 4-all.
This is a lot closer than yesterday. I think at this point actually we might have been 5-3, were we, or 6-2?
Well, I think Australia went out to a 5-1 lead in the teams match yesterday, I think, and then I think they started peaking it back.
No, I thought it was a bit closer than that early on, and then suddenly there was 4 frames in a row. I think it was 6-2 at one point.
Yeah, you're right.
Big break from Adam again.
Red top left, playing against Ian Craig Stevens.
This bloke cannot get a starter. Unbelievable. There's 2 frames in a row he's broken well and hasn't got a starter. Cruel game. May have to just flick off the yellow, yeah. Flick off the yellow and play it safety. Doesn't have a lot of choices here. He's gone the pot. Good shot. Good shot. Really good shot. But he still has a problem with this yellow on the side cushion. And not to mention he doesn't really have a shot right now either because he kind of played that as a shot to nothing. Is he going to go for the face cut? No, he's just going to cover the bag. Oh, wow. I thought that was in for a sec, but... And that would have gone in on one of the traditional tables, no doubt, because it would have just sucked it in. But on these middles and these Supremes, they're a lot tougher on those thin angles.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Very tricky shot on these tables.
They just hold their line. They don't actually draw in. I think the drop point on the centres is
it's a lot squarer, isn't it?
Well, they're just further into the pocket than what our tables are.
Ooh. Adam's in with a great chance now.
Look, I don't think that's the worst result in the world. I mean, obviously you'd love to have pot it and kept going, but that black's pretty tied up now.
2 yellows, bottom left corner there on the screen. I'm not sure. Are either of those on from the right position?
No, they don't look good, do they? I think if Adam had played that shot there and played to not pot that yellow that he just pot in the corner, because he was always going to pot the red, he would have had more choices in regards to dealing with these 2 awkward yellows.
I think you might have an angle here to take one yellow to the centre and play into them.
I think he's actually looking at going off the cushion in behind them.
Yeah, and then playing the closest one to the middle of the table to the bottom top right.
Yeah, just where he lined up his cue. Yeah, beautiful control. Excellent control.
Oh,
that's pretty
That's
much
on
exactly
the
where he
corner.
put his
That's a beautiful shot.
yeah.
It's all about this black ball now.
That,
Although
should have got more appreciation from the crowd, that shot, I think.
Yeah.
unknowledgeable crowd.
Oh.
I think he had to pinch a touch. I don't think it was as straightforward as it looked.
I was never quite sure if that was on, and I wondered if he was trying to load it with a bit of left to try and give it that little flick over, but
The worst part for him there, he's absolutely demolished that yellow. He's put it probably one of the worst spots you can put a ball on the table. This is interesting because you think that he wants to leave that ball on the cushion for the plant.
Yeah. Has he left himself any other option?
And he wants to he kind of wants to screw off this and get position on the ball on the cushion, but at the same time he knows that the skill shot's a possibility. Yeah, a lot of indecisiveness because it's tricky, this. There it is. He skilled it in, but obviously that doesn't give you a more simple shot on the red on the left side cushion.
yeah, I don't know if he wanted both of them to drop there, did he?
No.
I don't think he did, but it was sort of always going to happen. Oh, he's tried to finesse that
Get in, son.
inside.
At least he's left that pocket covered.
See, for me, that shot, it wasn't committed. If you're playing that with commitment, you play it with side and come right across and play for the red in the middle. That's where Adam's hand is now.
He's played that nicely. When you play into the rail with check side like that, it really kills the pace off the cue ball, and it's can be quite frightening because you've got to go quite hard at it for a relatively soft shot.
Yeah,
So
and then it throws more.
very nicely judged.
But you can actually do that more, and I've noticed on these Supreme tables, you can check them up more and they still carry through. Played that well. And I do not expect a man with this queuing ability to miss this pot. I'll be very surprised if he misses this. Although his angle's not ideal. Should still be okay. Should be able to soft screw it in or just... Where's he going with this? Jeez, I don't know about that.
He's got it to the middle.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the right choice of shot, though.
I did talk to him earlier about that one. Remember that one he played to the corner yesterday in the doubles, and we were like, "Why you played to the middle?" He said, "I don't know."
He's a very humble fellow, Adam, isn't he? But he's just leading his team to victory at the moment.
First man with 2 wins on the board today. That's 5-4, I think, isn't it?
It is 5-4 to the New Zealanders.
Race to 10 for 2 points on the overall scoreboard.
And this is great that we're actually seeing a much more competitive scoreline today as well.
Well, especially with so much riding on this team's match, this has just been fantastic watching this morning.
Yeah, and 2 points is big. It makes a lot more singles matches possible.
I've said it before, haven't I, Jamie? What looks better, 10-3 or 8-5?
Exactly.
The Kiwis need this.
And another dry break, not in the favour of the Aussies, so Adam Shaw, a decent chance straight off the bat.
Adam Shaw won his first game, and so did Sean.
Yeah, Adam played a good clearance first game.
So he probably wants the reds here, doesn't he? But
He can't
might
get
have a
to, he cannot get to that one in the
tricky
corner.
No, he's got that cut in the right corner, which I
Yeah,
think he's fairly comfortable with.
He's looking at the next shot, not this shot. Yeah.
It's just the yellow onto the 2 reds I think he's worried about.
Calls
so.
for his time extension.
And just remember, folks, you can't play yellow onto red, or red onto yellow, and keep shooting. It's a turnover shot in this rule set, in case you're wondering, because it obviously looks like a pretty obvious shot.
Yeah, nicely played. That was an important shot to establish the set.
Unfortunately for him, though, that yellow has just gone into a position to make things a bit tricky. I think his ideal result would have been there if he actually cannoned yellow onto red onto red. Red stays over the pocket, and there's just one of them there. He's still got options. Ooh, I thought that was close to it off for a sec. Still looks good. Could take a risk here and go after this ball in the middle and try and go off the back cushion and with some side and try and flick the yellow, but the margin is quite thin.
Yeah, it's an interesting layout. The yellows are slightly awkwardly placed in that they're kind of just in the way for a lot of the positions he wants to be in.
Here's a good angle, though. If you can get underneath this yellow and just flick it out of the way. Just like that. Beautiful shot. Excellent shot. And Adam he actually looks more flowing today as well. I think there was a lot of nerves out there yesterday with a lot of the guys as far as settling and allowing their back arm to be really free. Today, it looks like a different story to me.
Yeah, talking to Adam last night, I think his summation for his own game was that perhaps with the table being a fraction quicker than he was anticipating,
that was unlucky.
I think he's just found himself just getting a fraction hesitant with stroke in his shots, which can often happen when the table's slick. So it was his mission today was just to be a little bit more positive and assertive.
That's brutal, that outcome. Absolutely horrible for him, and he's going to be in a world of hurt if he doesn't get this red in a decent position in the open.
I think he's just got to push it into that yellow and push the yellow away.
It's almost makeable, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. I don't mind that shot because he's actually kept Sean off the turnover shot. It's a good
he's
shot.
not left a lot.
Played it really well, kept him under pressure.
That red's just stopping the face cut on the yellow on the left rail. He's looking at it.
No, I think he's looking to see if he can bump it and get a snooker. I think he wants to promote it and not leave the red on. Yeah, that's a smart shot.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, if you're Adam, do you just go off the cushion and have a go at this? Because you just know you're in all sorts of pain if you allow Sean a shot at this turnover shot. I like that he's looking at this because if he gets it, there's a really good chance the white ball will run down and give him position on his next red.
Yeah, there's no in-off chance.
I think you have to have a go from here. He might not get a better opportunity.
Go in.
Oh, unlucky side.
Good effort. So Sean's got lots of options now. He can drop this in and then play the ball that's closer to the middle and try and go into the yellow and pot the red or just bring it out. Ideally, you'd like to pot the red and continue shooting.
Screw into it now.
And now he's got loads of choices. May actually drop a snooker in here, but there is risk attached with a one cushion escape. But he's just going after it now, backing his ability. And it's a pretty simple clearance now, to be fair.
It's like the juniors, isn't it? They don't know how to miss.
Well, they don't know how to snooker. They just go after it.
If you don't need to, mate, why? I like the ball to the corner better.
Yeah, I do too. Not that one.
No, the other way, yeah. But
Look, he can actually take all four of those balls. He's got that many mapping choices here that it doesn't really matter which way he goes as long as he's neat with the choice he makes.
Yeah, I think getting down on that one early was important.
Wow, he's actually
ran out of it there.
He may actually have to play it off the red just to hold the white up.
You just run through a wee bit and take the yellow back to the corner.
Oh, but it's more fun off the red. Bit further than he would have liked, but should be okay.
Up and down.
As long as he just gets the pot. And he has.
Let's get ready to video the celebration this time.
What is he doing? Oh, he's filming the pot. He's going to see if he does the thing.
Sean, the first Australian onto 2 wins.
I think Mick's actually the new editing guy, I've been told.
No one's letting either team run away with it today. The biggest gap was the 3-1 gap at the start by the Kiwis.
This has been a cracking match. The way the order sliding has worked for the Australian team actually means they've got a very strong couple of players at the very bottom end of the list. So if it stays tight down to the wire, that could play into their advantage.
Yeah, agreed. So,
Healy to break.
would like to get a frame on the board for the team.
Has lost his first one.
Yeah, as I spoke earlier, he falls out of position with a couple of balls to go. I've noticed it's probably the biggest criticism I could have of his game.
Try break. Nathan up.
Yellow balls for sure.
Looking very juicy.
Yeah, Healy for me has looked really close to playing really well so far in this. He keeps looking really, really good, and then all of a sudden, just that one shot costs him.
Well, Nathan says, "Shut up, guys. I'm a red ball player."
Yeah, you talk about it. I'm the guy with the cue in his hand.
Oh, to be fair, he's actually got a pretty good chance here on the Reds. I didn't actually think these were both on. I thought that red at the top cushion was blocked, but it's not. It's on. And he's got a really good red in the vicinity to just go into the yellow and black and open them up as well, but he probably would prefer to do that sooner rather than later.
Ooh.
He's actually tried to hold that to the middle rather than just go into the red.
Red on the bulk line was definitely the one that was going to hinge around, so he's clearly keen to get on it early, but it's cost him there.
And that red's pretty short, isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't have to play a turnover here. You can actually just play the other yellow inside the red and open up the pocket, so good chances for Healy. Straight onto it as well, he knows.
Just keep away from that red.
I don't know if I'd play it now.
You can always go cushion first.
It's just the angle and he's bridging over. It just makes this a little bit trickier.
Yeah, slightly harder to sight, isn't it?
I was just going to say, you quite often pot him clean when you're like this, and that's exactly what he's done. He just beat me to the punch.
Might have the angle to cut this one fine with a tracer left and get into it again here. Be playing for a bit more luck though now.
Could come across from here onto it.
Yeah, that's what Mike's getting at. I'll tell you what,
Sorry,
as long as he doesn't go in off, you're just going to flick off the yellow really fine now and pot the red over the pocket, and you hopefully will get a snooker on everything.
Just got to make sure you catch that yellow fine.
I don't think he's got a lot of choices now. I mean, he could play the thin and go up the other end of the table and try and leave nothing as well. But up there, it looks like there's everything available, so he's just denying it.
Yeah, he's going to play the one to the right of the black and leave the white on the bottom rail.
That's not bad.
Yeah, because at least with that red up the opposite end with the yellow, that red's still tough for Nathan as well, so...
Oh, and have a look in the background there, the man with the beer in his hand, Dan Lynch. Good to see Dan here. Don't know Dan. He's probably the man that pioneered online streaming in Q Sports.
This is what we were saying earlier. That last shot by Haley just totally changed this game, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's anyone's game right now. Obviously, Nathan's probably feeling comfortable with that red over the pocket, but as we've seen before, the turnover shots can be really tough.
Well, it might change here yet again.
This is actually going to go onto the yellow too. Oh, it's gone wide.
I thought it might go a fraction straighter.
I think he's got a good mind for the rule set, Nathan. He's aggressive nature and the way he thinks about developing balls, I think it's suited to this rule set. He's looking at a turnover of his own, is he? I can't see much else going on here. Can he get underneath it?
Looks it.
So no one rail first.
Clock counts down.
Did call his extension, so he's got an extra 15 seconds.
Have a look at Healy's eyes, just darting back and forth to Nathan itself. Now he's focused on the shot.
Another sponsor we got on board this weekend, one of our major sponsors, in fact, is Top Sport. Thanks for getting on board. Don't forget, if you want to bet on this event, either the teams or the total score on the individual matches, go to Top Sport, bet responsibly. Don't put your house on it.
Well, Nathan's basically decided I'm going to full-blooded commit to this clearance, and he's looking good now.
Yeah. And good on him.
Oh! Another twitch on his last ball. This is becoming a bit of a trait for this man.
Come on, mate.
He just doesn't stay still. Just withdraws from the shot now and then. Oh, that could have been better. Should still be okay, but just made things slightly more difficult.
Come on, mate. You've got this.
I like this for getting back up the table, but it depends how far back up the table he wants to come.
Where's this red? I can't see it.
He's come right up to the jaw of the bottom right.
Oh, so for me, I would have actually had no problem in that ball that he just played. I would have no problem leaving that till last because you could have just dropped it in and floated back down the table for a simple black. So that plan he could have played with more control and just got rid of them both and worked his way back up the table. He's just made this really tricky on himself. Punches that in but doesn't get the white ball where he wants it. Now there's some pressure attached to this pot.
He's done well, at least, just to make sure he got the cue ball off the rail there. You know, these long shots are always much more comfortable on them if you've got at least enough room to get your tip on the ball properly.
I think he's looking at the snooker then. See what happens if he leaves the white exactly where the yellow is, maybe an inch back.
I think he's got to back himself to pot this to the top right corner and just give himself a shot at this black.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty tough really be leaving, even if he does miss, so...
Yeah, just play this dead weight. Just make sure the white ball's not on the cushion for the black if you pot it.
Called his time extension, obviously.
He's going full-blooded.
Got out of it.
Yeah, but it's not good for him because he's killed the red and now there's an easy flick off. Just little things like that are just letting him down, I reckon. Just choice of shot. I even thought as I said, when he had those 4 balls left, I felt that he could have gone far neater way than he chose.
It was just that initial plant, wasn't it? Just didn't leave the ball over the bag and suddenly everything got more difficult.
I just didn't think he needed to go up table. When you got a ball right over the hole and the black's in the middle of the table, it doesn't matter about the travel there because you just got to drop it in and you're going to get your hand on the table, so you back yourself to pot it.
Nathan's missed the trick there. He really should have got the snooker.
Yeah, he's given Healy a really good chance to play. Oh, no. It's a disaster for Healy. He's just given him a free shot. And this could be, and I hate to say it, this could be a real turning point frame because coming in next, you've got Robbo, then Scary, and the scoreline could blow out. Oh, he's missed that as well. This has been a scrappy frame.
You know how it is sometimes. You miss one bad ball and then the second one happens, you just can find yourself lost
5
there at
shots
no
later,
time.
you're thinking, why don't I just roll it over the first chance I got?
Yeah, it turns into a disaster. Everything gets hard all of a sudden when it's such an easy game when you're playing well, but when things go wrong, it's really hard.
Just looking for just a real delicate touch on the side of the yellow here.
Yeah, a little layup, be nice. Oh, he's played that well. Played that really well.
Oh, perfect.
Can he hit the red? Can he hit the red?
Just left the edge, hasn't he?
Oh, I don't think he can hit it.
I'm saying no, but he's looking at it. I think he can.
No, he can. I can see the table. He can hit it. Wow.
Oh. Get that white on the top rail. I wonder if the yellow's frozen.
You know what? You don't have to cut this. You can actually play it slightly, and I'm only slightly thinking, but you can use the red, but it's still a really tough shot, this.
Top rail, bottom rail first for left-hand side.
What a shot!
Oh!
Healy White, you deserve to pot this black after that shot.
Come on!
Do not let yourself down. Magic.
Absolutely magic.
And I'll tell you what, the few pots that have been missed in that frame, that black ball is so much tougher. So well done for getting down and finishing that off.
What an amazing pot. Incredible. It looks like we're going to do an interview here with Sean Dempsey very shortly, so stay tuned for that.
We'll get these highlights first. What a game that was. Had everything in it, didn't it? A bit of potting.
We're joined here with Australia's Sean Dempsey, the youngest member of any team. So, Sean, tell us about your experience so far, being the youngest. Have you felt any pressure, or you look like you've settled in really well?
Yeah, no, there's no pressure at all, really. I'm sort of nearly the underdog out of everyone because I'm the youngest person here. Lack of experience, I guess. So not really that much pressure. Just go out there, have fun, show what I can do.
Perfect. You've just come back from the Black Belt World Titles and
Yep.
made a really good showing of yourself. How has that affected your confidence and your cueing and those types of things leading into this?
Yeah, I'm feeling really, really good at the moment. The World Titles, I was playing really, really well. Didn't get the result in the singles, but I lost to a very good player in Xavier Dorr, who's going to be playing in the Pro Series next year. So, I mean, I'm happy with how I'm cueing and how I'm playing. I think I'm playing the correct shots as well.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And just lastly, there was a nice little moment of byplay. You gave a little hush to, was that directed at any certain members of the New Zealand team?
Just getting a bit loud. I won't specify who was getting a bit loud, but they were getting a bit loud. So I just need to bring him back to reality.
We love it, mate. This is Sean Dempsey. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
How's the nous on the kid?
So Robbo opted to go yellows, and he's not left the table since, playing Des Wilcox.
A 16-year-old has taken it upon himself to shut the team up.
Leave it
Unreal.
to me. I'll be the talisman.
Future leader of this state, I would have to say.
Are we talking pool or politics?
Pool. Oh, hell, you do politics as well, the way we're going at the moment.
(6-5) New Zealand, race to 10.
Captain steps up and says enough's enough.
Don't forget, this is Robbo's first game in an hour. What with this format? He's been sitting down since his first game.
He's very used to it, though. I think he's played in over 10 state teams at national titles and multiple Australian teams as well. So he knows how this format works. And when you've got his queuing, and this is what actually impresses me most about him, is his queuing technique never ever changes, it never wavers, and it's actually what makes him such a consistent good player. I actually do believe he's the best queuist in the country. I've said it for a while now, and I think he's just proven it outright.
I suppose he didn't pull the white back there a bit further, then make it easy. Master break from the captain, Mark Robertson.
It's like, that's good. I didn't want to use that cue anyway.
Come on, Kiwi!
That's 2 losses for Des today.
Here we go, Ed!
So now we've got to go crazy and remember the order. So this will be Simon versus Rusty.
We did want to see that one.
So next up, Rusty and Simon. Could we say grudge match?
Sort of, yeah. There's a bit of history with these two.
Simon to break. Drops red, I think, top left.
They've gone a little congested. Oh, he's going to want reds. He's going to want reds for sure. If he can just deal with these 2 reds straight off the bat.
It was a yellow, sorry. Yeah, reds are looking very juicy.
Now, just off topic, I don't know if there's any metal fans out there, but if you like a bit of Maori metal, get into a New Zealand band called Alien Weaponry. Look them up. Brilliant band. I don't know if you know them, Mike.
There's a great shout, yeah.
You know 'em?
I do, yeah.
Oh, love them.
Fantastic.
Waiting for them to bring out their new album. So Simon's gone for the reds.
He's got to keep. Just remind Mark Robertson that he's not the only one that can masturbate. Or a break and dish.
And there has actually been, shut up. There has been more clearances, I think, today already.
And less mistakes. Time extension called.
I must admit, there was one thing I did think yesterday at the end of the day. I was reflecting and thinking I didn't see too many, breaking clearances. So I wonder if we'll get a few more today.
I think we've already had more. Like this Has there been 3 today already? It's been at least 2, I know that.
And I remember a verse. I'll tell you something as well. I reckon if we did keep the stats, there's been less dry breaks as well today.
Yeah, they started off dry-ish, but then now balls are getting popped more frequently.
So this red between the 2 yellows is Simon's problem ball. He's probably looking to develop here.
Like so.
He might have wanted to stay on the one down the bottom corner and finish up at that end, but I'm not sure if he's still got that shot.
Yeah, can he cushion first it?
Maybe.
But if he does and he's got to play it with side, the white ball could travel into an area that's not nice as well. So he might have to back himself in this long pot.
Yep.
Still got Jay refereeing. Sarah's back timekeeping.
Just smashes it in, but he's got no white ball again, but he has got side cushion this time on the red.
Just in case you're joining us late, this is the Trans-Tasman Cup. First time we've done it in over 20 years. Second day, as you can see by the scoreboard, 8-3 to Australia. You got myself, Stephen Smith, Jamie Stevens and Mike Hayes in the commentary box. Thanks for tuning in.
No, he's actually going to take this thin cut on. I still would play cushion first, I think, on this ball over the pocket, try and stay fairly straight on the red over the hole, but let's see how this goes.
He tried to compete with the Healy there with the finest cut of the day competition.
But he's also played it with right-hand side, which makes the pot so much harder because you're pushing the white into the angle rather than away from it.
Rusty's first look at the table.
But Rusty should get these, actually, because these aren't too bad. They look tricky because the red's over the pocket, but you've just got to get onto the right side of the table, like just high on that one that's near the black, and you can just stun onto the other one, so it's not too bad. That's perfect.
Hasn't gotten too straight, has he?
I think he's okay. Well, he's smiling.
I think he might have wanted a touch more angle.
I wondered why you put your sunglasses on.
No, he's fine. This one looks a bit straighter, though, but he still should be okay. Yeah, no, he's actually feeling it out there at the moment, Rusty. He's feeling pretty good.
Even Simon's smiling.
Yeah, he looks relaxed as you can be. Oh, he's even played that with side to layer up a bit. Look at him putting his tongue out like, see me?
This is gonna
No
be
one else
great.
would have done that but
This
me.
is
I'm the
gonna be
people's
great
camp.
reaction. Yeah. Love it. Well done, boys.
Good frame from Rusty after the error from Simon.
2 wins for Rusty, 2 losses for Simon.
And remember, I did say that frame at Healy 1 was really important because the next couple of frames might have gotten dangerous, and indeed they have.
Ian Craig versus Baden. Craig Stevens. Australia to break. We'll just call him the Aussie. Just as we said, less dry breaks. What do we get?
So, important frame for Baden here and his team.
Scores at 7-6.
And you know if he wins this frame, he's going to get up and about. So it's an important frame for New Zealand across the board other than the scoreline.
Yeah, we know that. He'll fire the team up.
Slightly trickier looking layout on this one, actually. A few of the balls just a bit closer together, a couple of clusters, so be good work to clear from here.
Yeah, and I did comment yesterday that I felt that Baden often overcommitted and left himself in trouble towards the end of frames by doing so. And this is one of those frames that he could do that in.
So far today for Baden, 1 win, 1 loss. Ian yet to win a game today with 2 losses.
I think this red on the cushion on the left side in the middle is actually going to be a real problem.
Yeah, very filthy that is, isn't it?
It's a horrible spot to have a ball. Does have the red there, sort of, he can play into the middle though and just play off the red.
Like about now.
Would love the white ball to come down a bit further, but I think that was in his mind. Not sure if this 3-ball plant, not sure if it goes. You can see there, he's looking at it.
I wonder if it's not a bad one just to control the pocket and open things up while you've still got a few balls on the table even.
3 balls.
Oh no, it's on all day.
Now, he's got the line. This is perfect.
That's what he wanted.
Can flick this off the red. Now, I make this sound really easy. This actually has to be hit with such precision because if you hit it too thick, it'll double kiss away. So you've got to hit this well. You've got to hit it fairly thin and you've got to hit it with enough pace to bring the red off the cushion. It's not as simple as it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't like it from that angle.
That's actually a much better angle. Actually, even that's slightly too far. I would have loved it in between the 2 angles he had. And the problem he's got now is he could run out of white ball position. I think he's going into this yellow. Yeah. Has he brought it up
Got
and
a little
off?
tickle. It's opened it up, but it's still pretty tricky. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know if that's on from there.
I don't like this at all. It's more the white ball for me.
He's going for it.
That was tough.
Called
That
it,
was tough.
boys. Well done.
Sacrificed the position, I think, for the pot, and got the white ball where he wanted it, but the pot was nowhere near it. Good opportunity here for Craig Stevens. I think with a surname like that, he should just get these easily.
He hasn't looked as sharp today in his early match, so it'll be interesting to see if he can sort of pick back up.
Yeah, agreed. Now, once again, white ball lost a little bit here. It's not ideal. Wanted to hold for the ball on the cushion and just overrun. Now has to be a little careful. And the white ball be getting away from him here as well. As you can see, it's got away from him all right.
Got away from him.
I actually
Couldn't have gone away much further.
I thought that was always there.
Got to play that one to the left of the black spot now, surely.
Yeah, it's all about pretty much not missing, because as soon as you do, you're probably going to lose the frame. Unless you play good safety, because there is safeties available.
Oh no, he's going for one behind the black.
Cushion first, I think, and just kill the white. Yep, good shot. In actual fact, that's a really good shot.
Yeah, good thinking.
Baden does have a chance, though. He can play this pocket weight to the top corner and get through and still have a shot on this red. Doesn't have to be scared of potting the yellow, because as you know, if you pot the red and the yellow, you continue your visit. And the white ball hit the yellow, and momentum will carry through on the white to hold for the black in the middle. So this isn't too bad. Has to get the pot, though. Good chance now for a return fire.
Good positional shot here will be key. If he can get a good position now, the finish becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, I think you just drop it in and take the long ball. He's got a bit of comfort too, knowing that it's really tough to get position on this red, even off the ball over the pocket. I don't expect him to miss this. He's a good cueist. That's perfect. He can just glide onto the red here, just a little stun shot.
Look on his face. I don't think he wanted to come back that far.
Looks perfect to me on screen, but I could be wrong.
I wonder if he wanted to hit more angle.
Okay, he was worried about stunning past it, but he's okay. And even this just has to be careful, because it's not the perfect angle.
Cue ball could track towards the 8 if he just rolls it slowly.
That works.
Oh, he's gone up into the long, tall grass.
A little bit longer than he might have liked. It's missable.
He's not hanging about.
He's a good cueist, though. Doesn't miss it all.
He is hanging about.
Doesn't miss a lot of these when he's cueing the ball well. There you go.
That's his first win of the day. Well done.
He's got a good, short, sharp cueing action, and it held up there. That was important for the Australians, not so good for the New Zealanders. The scoreline's getting dangerous now.
Yeah, as we're getting closer and closer to the goal line, it's probably, there hasn't been much more than a one frame deficit all day, and I think that's the first time it's up to 2, is it?
It was 3-1 to the Kiwis earlier. Yeah, both players have both won their earlier games, so which one's going to be the first to win all 3?
Well, this is interesting because it's not really a simple clearance. Not sure what Adam's tactical game is like, because he generally just gets after it.
I feel like the Reds are maybe slightly better here. No great starting balls that I can see.
Could play red onto yellow onto red and just really get after it.
Is he going for the red back cut to the middle?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, hasn't quite opened up enough.
Would have been nice if he could have popped those two open a little bit as well.
I'll tell you what, call me crazy, but it wouldn't be the stupidest shot to come off the top cushion and into the back of the red and separate the balls.
Going to play with fire on and the white towards the corner. Gets away with it. Must have had his asbestos gloves on.
The shot that I've suggested, I think, would have definitely opened up the red and potentially snookered on all balls. While that shot was okay, still hasn't freed up the red. That's turned out all right for Adam.
Yeah, that's a good lead.
It's really interesting that overhead made it look like that red was on. But on this angle, it definitely doesn't look like it's on, so. There might be a bit more of a gap than I realised between those two balls. It might be on, you know. Cuts off the yellow. Is Adam on this ball to the middle? If not, he does have ball to the corner.
He's looking at it. Oh no, he's going to the corner, like you said.
Probably run through, you'd think, to play on the other yellow that just got covered. Slightly overplayed. And this is a pretty important shot coming up because there's not really a lot on offer.
Might have to check up and cue down into this a wee bit, is he?
Yep.
Going to be going into the black. Might push the yellow, actually, and make these two separate. That's not bad.
They look like they're lined up.
He's actually apologised.
Can you see from there? If you look at the table, they look lined up.
Yeah, it looks pretty set.
I don't know if they're dead straight, but it's definitely makeable.
Well, he's actually apologised for that, but I actually thought that was very possible.
Nice shot.
Oh, I think he's killed it.
Has he got unlucky with it?
Just wondering, like, even if he was on this, what his plan was afterwards, because they're all cut off by one ball. I thought he'd maybe play that plant, screw back, and try and make something happen. This is going to be some shot if he pulls this off.
Must be on. Oh!
Hang on, no, the white ball.
He's safe.
Does the yellow go past the red?
No.
I wonder if it goes enough to at least sort of cover that pocket, and then he's got that red controlled then, and he's got a worker to develop his problem yellow.
I don't think I'd want that to cover the pocket, because all Sean's going to do then is pop the red over the right corner and then play the turnover shot off the back of the red.
Extension called. No, that yellow won't go.
He's using a bit of strife here.
You can go yellow on yellow and push the yellow behind the red.
The face double on the yellow would send the white into his problem one and open things up. Maybe that's the shot.
Will open up things for Sean if he misses those.
It'll bring that yellow a long way back.
I think he's playing your shot though, Mike. He is. Oh, look at this.
Oh!
What a shot.
Adam's just gone, you know what? Stuff all you guys. I'm going to create my own highlight reel that goes for an hour.
Did he apologise for that one?
What a freak.
Tell you what, he'll actually be a little bit disappointed the second yellow's dropped. Just a tricky shot here, but we've got to finish after that.
Does he have an angle long? Does he play in the middle?
Just screwing back.
Oh, get out of it. Nah, he hasn't done it this time. Would have loved to have seen him clear those reds. I'm surprised he didn't play that in the middle, start off a side cushion and just take the tougher black and say, you know what, I'm potting the ball that well.
Maybe a slight rush of blood after the good shot played a couple earlier.
Can he get out of this and make contact and find a way home? He's made contact.
That's all they have to do.
Big opportunity here for Sean to get 3 in a row.
Showing the adults how to do it. No disrespect, Sean.
Well, I mean, they're all there, aren't they? Shouldn't have any problems after some of the things we've seen him do today. But still a bit of pressure. He said he wasn't feeling the pressure out there.
I hope there was no one that questioned, Sean being put in this team, because he's held his own, hasn't he?
No, I don't think anyone's questioned that. He's earned his spot by winning the juniors, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I think.
Yeah, he won 2 out of 3.
And I think it was good that the obviously if you had to put 6 of the 8 pros in, it would have probably been, I think, less of a spectacle as well. I think honestly, if you put say Justin and James in, I think that would have made things really difficult for the New Zealand boys. But I think you bring a couple of the guys that have sort of earned their stripes to come and play in next year's Pro Series. I think it just makes the playing field a little leveler.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair thing to say. No disrespect to New Zealand players.
And it makes their entry into the Pro Series more valid.
I'll tell you what, I don't always like playing these ones last. Anytime the object ball's deep in the jaws, it can be really tricky to get the cue ball right. And I wasn't sure he went quite the right sequence about those.
What happens?
I agree with you.
What happens to me here is the white stays within 6 inches of that red. Played it well.
Tester, queuing. He said he doesn't feel the pressure. So let's see. Just goes bang. Well, he's definitely earned his stripes in this team's event. He's 3 from 3.
Adam's first loss of the day.
He's got a third of the team's frames.
Come on!
Is it race to 10 or 11?
10.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. Then.
It's the overall that's 11.
So, dry break.
Adam in with a chance.
It all starts with a dry break.
Not a fantastic spread and layout again. A few balls quite tight together in and around the black spot, so a bit of work to do, but yellow's not too bad.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, mate. I'm going to make the call and say he gets these. Just straight up. I'm just going to say he gets them. Even though they're tricky, I'm going to say he
Going
gets them.
early, Jamie. Adam's wife, New Zealand, watching on. Kath, thanks for joining us.
Just getting the feeling this hype you gave Adam yesterday, he's starting to feel...
He's starting to live up to it.
I think he's starting
Did
to
you
feel...
tell him, Mike? Did you mention it in the hotel?
I did.
Oh.
You said, thanks for letting me down, mate. Like, you made me look like a goose.
He's not bothered. Most of these guys, they put more pressure on themselves than we do on them.
To me, it just looks like he visually is mapping things better, looks calmer. Just everything looks more precise for Adam out there for me. Even though this is a really tricky out, and I know I've made the call, and to be honest, if he doesn't get them, it's not like you need to hold it against him, but these 2 yellows at the bottom end of the table that are kind of in a line to the pocket are really tricky. So these 2 yellows I'm talking about now, they're just, that red is just creating all sorts of havoc for him. Even this plan, he's just sort of offline with it. I think he was better off running through with the white and just getting him straighter rather than stunning it in. Look at this. Oh, don't do that.
Be safe.
Tell you what.
It's actually worked out all right, has it?
Just this next shot, and it's going to be pretty gentle. Doesn't want to run up the table.
Does that yellow that's high of the 2 pass the red to the same pop he's about to pop this yellow in now? Because that's really key. Oh, he's hit that way too hard, or has he gone deliberately?
Back past the black.
I think he's got it.
Well, he definitely hasn't tried to hold the white. No one can hit it that bad.
Ooh, that is tight.
I can't tell if that passes or not, really, from that overhead. It looks close. Even the one that he's about to play at the bottom looks tight.
Yeah, and holding the cue ball will be difficult too.
I'm going to say it probably didn't. I mean, holding the white was probably impossible. Would have had to play it with so much drag inside to just try and kill the white. But Nathan's not out of the woods yet. I mean, he may have a shot, but he's got a bit of work to do.
Sonia back in the timekeeping spot.
I think Adam would have been a little bit happier if he'd at least covered off that pocket completely. A lot of the reds for Nathan would like to go in that corner.
Oh, has he left this on?
No.
I think he has.
Off the rail, maybe?
I think this is on.
Which the one near the corner?
Yeah, I think he can get this off the cushion, but his position on the last yellow is a nightmare.
I think he can hit the yellow. I don't know if he can quite pot it, but it's interesting to see what he does. There could be some value in just clipping it and even not making it.
Yeah, just leaving the white down the bottom of the table.
That's exactly.
Oh, perfect shot.
Excellent shot. Good call, Mike. Really good call. And Adam, to me, doesn't look like the kind of guy that gets fazed by anything at all in life.
Nothing.
You're talking about facial reactions that never change. I think this is your man, not Healy. This guy just never, ever changes.
I was best man at his wedding, actually. I think I saw him crack half a smile once.
Well, his wife would have been happy about that.
When his wife put elbow in the ribs and said, "Smile for the photo."
He doesn't want to move this red, but he feels like he has to. It's a good shot.
It's a great shot.
What a great white.
Oh, good shot.
I think he can get through again, can he? Can he get through to it? Oh, no.
It looks tougher on that view, but it's amazing how different it looks between views at
It's under
times.
what?
If the white could breathe in, he's got that one. He's got the one on the right.
Got to be careful to get this white in
In
a
off.
good spot. I don't think the in-off's there.
Oh, he got quite a bit of it.
It's well played as well.
It's good.
He's left that one into the middle, though.
I think he's going to play the ball at the top end of the table and just flick off it and get another snooker.
Yeah, if he gets it right, he could get it sort of right on the back of the other red that's down that end of the table.
He's swerving. Wow. Well, this time this red, this is definitely on this yellow, and this is frame over, you would think.
Yep.
What a big frame this could be.
One good pot here.
Yep. Just needs to make sure he clears this red.
Yeah, that red rolling towards the yellow would have had him sweating for half a second.
Oh,
Clear the rice, clear the red, not just play with it.
he did not hesitate.
It's stressing me out.
It's because he dragged it. He's a good clean pot, makes no mistake. You see that? He did some fist stuff and he smiles. Oh no, there's a smile. Did you see that? He's got smiles in him. Here's it now. Healy, we saw play a very large pot last frame. I just don't think that he wants to be in that position to have to do that again, especially against this man, Mark Robertson. So, big frame coming up. They're all big frames now with the scoreline. And the best thing you can honestly do is when you're out there is not even think about that stuff. Easier said than done, of course, but it's the best way to play if you can just forget that anyone's even watching you.
2 yellows off the break.
It's a good break. Tell you what, you can take the reds here. You can move the yellow near the middle straight away after this pot. They're all on. Well, actually, that other red as well.
Oh, nice shot.
This red that he's closest to now is potentially a problem.
He could even take it. He could even take it to the middle next. Just a little short draw shot here.
Yeah, it looks straight enough on this red to get onto it. Good thinking, Mike.
Well, it's got a bit of angle.
Maybe it does pass the yellow.
Yeah, I worry that this is going to turn into an XYZ if he doesn't, if that doesn't go. You know what though? He could punch this in off the yellow now and stun across and play for the red now.
I was just thinking with a couple of reds near the middle of the table, I mean, he does have other options to get back for that red.
But this is going to push this red onto the other red and the black. Oh, it's somehow missed him. That's a great.
Oh!
Oh, what a result.
That's actually sick. It's picked the gap between the two yellows and somehow missed all those balls and didn't disturb them. They're all on. Well, he'll be delighted with that result.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one again afterwards. I have no idea how that second red's gone in.
And he's still not perfect because he's got too much angle on this going in the red. He wants to be straight on his red in the middle. So this is not ideal either.
Has he got the angle to come off the bottom rail, sort of back up towards the centre of the table?
I'm just worried he's going to go into the yellow.
Yeah, that was my concern too.
He's screwing off it, but that's not going to help his position to the ball in the middle. He's going to have to take the ball long next. Oh, look at this.
I wonder if he was looking to go, twice across the table, but just the side just killed it on the second time.
That would have been huge.
Still got the shot to the corner. The red closest to the black.
I don't think it's on. I'm behind it. I don't think it's on. You've probably got a better view than me of the table. If you look at the table itself.
I was looking at the red closest to the black. I wondered if he could take that on first, but... Sure.
Oh, wow.
Good shot. He's still slightly the wrong side of it, I think.
I think you can just screw back. Oh, even if you just screw back and you're still going to have a half ball on the black.
Yeah, I think in these situations, you've just got to give yourself a look, back yourself to make the pot.
And if he's got slightly too much angle, he can force it offside cushion. Just like that. I'm actually really willing Healy to pot this because this has been a sensational clearance thus far.
I don't think nobody told him that the Aussies are on the hill.
I think he made a lot harder than he needed to, but he's getting the job done. Come on, Healy.
Not to mention on that black, it actually overscrewed the white back and he had to bridge up and go over that yellow. Made that black much harder than he wanted it.
Absolutely.
What a finish, and 9-8 now.
And Robbo acknowledged as well. He said, yep, good out.
That's the first game Robbo's lost, by the way, guys.
In history or just today? So, Michael Scary comes to the table. Has not won a frame today yet.
Yeah, exactly.
What a crap. Cracks the break. Great break.
Michael Scary to break frame 18, race to 10. Don't forget, worth 2 points on the overall scoreboard. If you're local, get down here. Pockets in Tullamarine. Great atmosphere from the teams.
I think he can get through to the yellow past the black. And
I was just wondering if he had any good starters there. It was a great break.
he's looking at other stuff, so maybe he can't. To me, it's the obvious shot, but
I wondered if he could play the yellow into the centre off the other yellow that's hanging there as well.
that was the first shot I saw, and I thought it was risky. And then I saw this and thought, you can play this. Well, he doesn't like it.
I don't know if people know that Dinesh is in the background, president of the CHPA, and he did say if anybody comes down, he'll buy him a drink, so come down and see Dinesh.
Oh, good, I'll go and get a drink off him.
He didn't really say that. Get in, son.
Oh, he's taking the reds.
Yeah.
You know what, fair enough. Have a look at them. They're all on.
He's got more run-out of experience than us, I know that much, so you've got to back him.
Important here for Mick to pot this red that's going to the top right as we view the screen, then play the one to the bottom right as we view the screen, because he'll just put all his balls in one area. And as I say that, he just says, shut up. I'm going to play this and get out of position straight away.
You realise if he goes long in this visit, he's going to have to play that black to his favourite bottom left pocket.
I actually think that was a wrong choice of shot, personally. But he's still looking good to get these after that excellent recovery shot.
Yeah, he's moving around the table a lot, isn't he?
Come on, big guy.
Yeah, clears the yellow
Nice.
beautifully. And very important here that he leaves an angle on this ball on the bottom cushion to get back for his final red.
This is the shot.
He's actually going to play for the other red first.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, difficult cueing though.
And that's what I mean about balls down cushions. You can play them with confidence, and getting behind them and knocking them in, I think, is preferential to trying to play for a double or get a cannon.
You know what, this looks like awkward cueing. Can he even reach that to cue down into it?
He's not the tallest bloke on the planet, Mick, either. He's about 4'6", so... Just has to drop this in now. He doesn't have to do anything with the white ball, natural position, so
Having a look around the table.
100% focus on the pot. Lovely shot.
Oh,
Right, John, big guy.
And that is the match, folks. Mick, unless the black pops out of the pocket.
I'll tell you what, I bet that thoughts entered his mind for half a second there.
It probably did. He smashed
Yay!
Make it out the occasion.
Australia taps the team 10-8.
Well, that's a real shame. I really want to see the Kiwis win, but that's not a bad scoreline, to be fair. 10-8, that's a really good effort.
And that was a master break.
Now, if you did enjoy that, stay tuned because we have actually got a real world quality match lined up. Mark Robertson versus Simon Singleton, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Race to 4.